Welcome, Army fans. This is Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com, along with Army Defensive Coordinator, Coach Nate Woody. Coach Woody, to start us off, you guys are coming off a really good defensive season where your defense finished sixth nationally last year in total defense, first in scoring defense, first in red zone defense, and a host of other awards. Coming off the back of that outstanding season, y'all do return a lot of talent from last year's team. What'll be the key to repeating that level of success in 2025?
I think we did a great job of playing complementary football last year. I thought that with offense, defense, and special teams all contributed to an awful lot of wins and success, and I think that that'll hold true again. This next season. I think it's something that Army football is known for, and for us to replicate what we did defensively, what we're going to have to do is replace some guys that they gave us an awful lot of production. And sometimes stats may not tell the biggest story, but we got to replace every one of the Apaches that played any snaps in the games, and that's going to be a tough deal. Chance Keith was the guy that started every ball game for us, maybe except one that he may have been injured in. So getting someone to step up this spring and show us who is that guy. And we've got a lot of guys that are going to give it a shot right now. Cole Seawright is up at the top of the depth chart there, and is doing a lot of good things. But we also got some other guys that'll give it a shot there as well. At free safety, that's a position that we've had somebody that could quarterback our defense every year that I've been here. And the quarterback of your defense is so important from a communication standpoint. It keeps you out of explosive plays where guys may be uncovered. It just does a great job of getting us into the checks that we need to get into. Max DiDomenico was all conference. He was first team all conference and had a great season. Was injured. Played through it with an awful lot of pain and a broken hand. Was able to get through a lot of ball games with a cast. A lot of practices with a cast, and just did a tremendous job over the course of the season. But replacing him now is going to be key for us. And we got Gavin Shields playing that position, and he's played that position for some time now, but Colin Madison is also going to give him, some competition at that spot, and then we may cross train, two of those guys, both Gavin and Colin, to play a little bit as a backup strong safety as well. So, those two positions are big, but maybe the biggest one for us, Kyle Lewis was our starting defensive end and just was a tremendous football player over his career. Made a lot of plays. When he went out, when he went out in the season with the knee injury, it was hard to replace him. We had some guys that really stepped up and got us some wins, but Kyle was a tremendous leader, a guy that the guys rallied behind. He was a tough football player. He's a really intelligent football player for us. And then Cody Winokur is another one that got us really solid reps down the end of the season when Cody Harris Miller went down at nose. So we got a lot of guys that are coming back as starters, but we got some that we got to find a way to replace them in order to have hopefully to have the same success that we had last year.
Awesome. That you just answered a lot of my questions and a lot of the fans' questions there, Coach Woody. So that was great. As we dig in a little more, kind of going through position by position, we can start with the Apache since that's where you started. You mentioned Cole Seawright. Who are some of the other young guys that we can maybe expect to see compete for the job at Apache? And as well, the other three linebacker slots, you have a lot of productivity and talent returning with Caleb Fortner, Andon Thomas, and Eric Ford, Nilo Mendoza, who are both talented pass rushers. But who are some of the young guys at that linebacking core that we may expect to see step up next year, potentially get some key snaps, especially if unfortunately, if there are any injuries or anything like that?
I think you're always looking to develop a two deep, because that two deep is really your starters. We'll rotate guys in often. So I think if you look back over at the Apache position, Cole Seawright is stepped up and has learned the assignments as good or better than the other guys there. He's sees things and triggers a little bit quicker. So he's a guy that is taking reps with the first team right now. CJ Martin is another one that is getting reps and sort of learning, on the fly there. He's a guy that's got some length and athleticism, and just trying to get to where he understands the playbook and can sort of play naturally without having to go through the thinking process. But Caden Brungard is a guy that we moved from inside linebacker to our Apache to give us a little bit more girth, versus some of the 12 or 21 personnel sets. He's a guy that shows out sometimes and makes some plays. I'm just looking for a little bit more consistency there, and I like that move for us, defensively. And then we got some packages where other guys may play that position as well. JD Sparks is moved over there and from the safety position and is getting some reps. And I think we'll continue to rotate guys, in and out of that position as spring goes on. At this, I think the Mike position, Caleb Fortner is sort of really stepped up for us and shown that he's going to be that guy back for us and be a leader and a really good ball player for us at the Mike. Noah Nixon is out with an injury. He'll miss spring ball, but when he comes back, he's a long body, good frame. He's been playing the Mike linebacker for us, and we have really, really high hopes for him. He's going to be a guy that can step up and really plug a B gap for us and rush the passer from the Mike position, and he runs good too. So, we got Elijah Walton that is playing that position some. AJ Barbat is playing a little bit there, and we've got a ton of guys that are sort of rotating through there, and every day there's somebody that makes a play, and we're just sort of looking for the guys that showing the consistency for us. At the will linebacker position, Andon Thomas is out with a injury this spring. Baylor Newsome is out at that position with an injury. So we've moved some guys over there that just trying to get a lot of reps from guys to see if somebody can sort of step up for us. And it's still early in spring ball right now, so just we'll see how things progress there. Okay. And then at the dog position, we've got Elo Mendoza started every game for us last season. Did a nice job for us. Got some sacks and really lined up and played well versus the tight ends. Eric Ford is a guy that is really stepping up and showing that he deserves a lot more playing time as well. And we'll see how the rest of those guys come along during spring. Like I said, we're still early on in spring. The first couple of practices were just shorts and helmets, so you don't get a ton of competitive reps there. But it's our eyes are wide open and just waiting to see what guys show out more than just one day, back-to-back days. So that's that's sort of what we're looking for at that linebacker spot.
Good. And then you mentioned, on the defensive line, having to replace Kyle Lewis and Cody Winokur. Cody Harris Miller had a really strong breakout type season last year. What younger players do you see stepping up on that defensive line? I know the fan base has a lot of interest, particularly in Matt Gemma, who received some reps last season. Talk a little bit about the young players on the defensive line.
I think the defensive end position is the one that I really wanted to get squared away. I think Jack Latour is coming back for us. DeShantez Gray is a guy that's getting an awful lot of reps with the ones. DeShantez is we've expected big things out of him, and we're starting to get some big plays, this spring. Jack Latour has been out all of spring, so we're not getting very many reps from him. But I don't know that we really need to. He's shown that he's been a starter for us and played an awful lot of football for us. So we'll get him healthy and get him to back where he's a starter again. Jack Bowson is a guy that was injured last year, set out the whole season. Had a knee surgery and came back and during spring ball has not been cleared 100% yet, but he's showing out at times with some limited competition. So we'll see how the last half of spring ball goes for him, but really high on that guy. Javon Smith is another one at defensive end that really impressed us in the weight room. He's a tremendous worker, and he's got a bright future ahead of him here. So really would anticipate him showing us an awful lot of reps during the season. We'll move over to the nose position. Cody Harris Miller has been out for spring and won't take any reps. So we got quite a few starters that won't be getting reps during spring ball. We'll get those guys back for next season. Should get all of them back, and they'll be good to go. But Jacob Tuioti was a guy that played nose for us. Had some great snaps in the Navy game his freshman year, and has been battling the injuries over the last few seasons. And again, just has been out until today. He got a few reps in today, and he's got to knock off the ropes a little bit. But he's a guy that is a little bit closer to the top of the depth chart. And then Matt Gemma has been getting a lot of reps with Cody Harris Miller out, and when Jacob Tuioti been out until today. So he's continuing to progress. And really interested to see how well he does this last half of spring ball. So got a lot of them rotating through there then.
Yeah, the depth of that group continues, I think, to improve every year. So that's, I think everybody's excited about how you can rotate so many players in and out on the D line and not really see a huge drop off, especially with injuries and everything. As we move to the secondary, you mentioned Colin Madison and Gavin Shields filling in for Max with him graduating. And then, of course, Casey Larkin at the other safety, who just the second half, I mean, really all season, but the second half of the year just seemed to be in on so many big plays in so many games. Any talk about cross-training him for the free safety, or are you going to keep him at the strong safety pretty much exclusively? And then what young guys do we have backing him up potentially?
We got a lot of starters back in the secondary. We got both corners coming back as starters. As a matter of fact, our top three corners, come back that played a lot for us. At the strong safety position, Casey in the last half of the season, I thought played as good as any of the safeties in the league, and was as important to us defensively as anybody on the field. I just was really impressed with how quickly he triggered, how much ground he made up, during the course of a play, and he's right back at it. He's showing everything that we thought he could do during spring, and of course he could move over to the free safety position if we needed him to, but I don't think that's in our cards right now. I think
Okay.
then we'll take a look at Colin and Gavin over there.
Mm-hmm.
And, we got some younger guys that are, like I said, just sort of rotating through there, sort of waiting for somebody to step up and show us what who's going to be in that 3 deep, so to speak. The 2 deep is probably at a strong safety position behind Casey. Stephen Nadozie is a guy that that a lot of reps from. Chris Williams is a guy that we're seeing reps from. Caleb Williams is another one. So there's a lot of guys that are rotating through during spring, and every once in a while, you sort of forget even who's in there, and you're just looking at the scheme. And our guys fitting well together, and not really looking at the big plays as much as how well guys just do their job right. And, there's a lot of that going on right now.
That makes a lot of sense, and good to hear that I wasn't the only one who was super impressed by Casey's play last year. So I think I saw a lot of the same stuff out there that you did. So that's good to know. Coach Woody, really appreciate your time. I know it was a long, cold practice out there tonight. Have fun on spring break next week, and enjoy the rest of the spring practice. Best of success to you the rest of the way. Go.